turn this one live. It says like, here we go. Hit the go live. Okay, it says we're live. So, hang on, let me get this up here. Welcome from the crossroads of America to a talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. We'll answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or by email at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I got a Patreon page, PayPal, and all that other good stuff in the info section below. Got that out of the way. All right, let's see who was first in. The first place person is given to Mystic Guns, followed by Gun Loving Grandpa. Then we got Jerry Parker, MK Joe, Kevin in New York, Raphael's here. So people are starting to trickle in, you know. And I'll introduce my panel that I have so far. I got from New York City, a blind shooter. How you doing?
Howdy, everybody.
Yeah. Then from another part of New York State, we got New York Outcast.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having me. It's been invaded by New York today.
Yeah.
Watch your pockets.
That's what I was thinking. And your leftist views because you're behind enemy lines, yeah?
No, we don't have. Well, the two New Yorkers in here don't have those views. I'm sure.
I know. I was only joking. So, all right. So, but as my title of the show says, you know, oh, Mr. Gunn says, dang New Yorkers. Yeah, I know. Not very, I mean, when I lived up there in Connecticut and Rhode Island, I'd gone down to the city a few times. You know, I didn't like it. Too crowded, too expensive. They're too rude. You know, it's like
You ever go upstate, Rick?
Yeah, upstate was nice.
Some of the other areas, yeah, it's night and day difference. So
it was.
I don't live
really
in the
different.
city like blind shooter, but I've spent a lot of time. I've spent summers there and stuff, and it's night and day difference.
It totally is. I mean, I've been out there in the country of New York. Different part. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a hell of a lot nicer than being in the city. I'll grant you that. So, you know, but you know, I said the city is okay. You know, for a visit, I wouldn't like to live there.
No, it's not even okay for a visit. Don't visit New York City. It sucks.
Now, this was pre-move to Indiana, mind you. So this is going back almost 3 years now. Would you believe next month I've been here for 3 years? Damn, time flies when you're having fun out in the free state.
Time does fly.
Well, we say that. You know,
go ahead.
I say it's a free state, and it is. I mean, it's very. I mean, unfortunately, like most states, the big cities are Democrat, you know, controlled a lot of them. But luckily, there's enough people out and about in the state to keep it red when it comes to voting. You know, there's a lot of conservatives. But, hey. But where I'm going with this is, for such a red state is that, and Second Amendment is where I'm going, is Indiana was, I think it was the first or second state to introduce a red flag law back in 2007 or 8, something like that. And it's been sitting on the books ever since, and nobody says a word. You know, but I find it really strange. You know,
Probably how it was proposed. I mean, in a lot of cases, the way they make those bills sound, it sounds normally good. You know, sign this to ban crazy people from having guns or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, a lot of times the way they make it sound, it's nothing. You know, obviously, as we know, nothing to do with the actual details of things. So it's a
Only
shame.
police. Only the police are the only ones that can go to the judge and and say we need to take this person's guns away. Your neighbor can't, your family can't. Only the police can do it. So I don't know if that's good or bad. So anyway, as my topic said, I said, how did I name it now? Oh yeah, America is still the land of the free. For now, yeah. I keep getting warnings in the from the thing saying my internet connection is bad and there'll be buffering. If that happens, I do apologize. As I mentioned before, I'm the last house on the line. Actually, they say I've told the story before. I'm a half mile further on than they want to go with DSL lines. So I'm right at the very end, and I don't always get a good reception, so I do apologize. But anyway, where I'm going is where America, the land of the free. I was saying, like here in like this small little area that I live in, right, is day-to-day life. Nothing's changed. People still know each other. They still talk to each other. It's like everyday life. Nothing has changed. People here, still do whatever they do. And we lost blind shooter. And I don't know. It's just very what's the word I'm looking for? Still very sort of like little America here in this little town. We even, like in the diner, I mean, even the everybody knows who's Republican, who's Democrat, and it doesn't matter. We sit down and talk, So it's quite good that way. But how long is it going to stay that way is what I want to know. I mean, because I read the other day a bunch of college kids signed a petition to get rid of the Constitution of the United States. I'm thinking, you goddamn idiots. If you get rid of the
Constitution, you got to keep in mind
Constitution,
location, Rick. I'm sure that college probably isn't in the same type of location you're in.
No.
I think your town is probably an example of America in a sense. One of the, I don't know, pillars or piers in a sense, not stating your town, but the way of life where you can be different, still sit down at the same restaurant and bullshit. And, somebody breaks down on the ride home, somebody's probably going to offer them a ride, even though you have your differences. That's, in my opinion, the way it should be.
Yeah, that's the way it is still here.
Yeah, we shouldn't be trying to kill each other. Here, at the college, guy set up a table trying to inform people of their Second Amendment rights. They called him racist, flipped the table, started beating on him and the police officers that responded. So it depends where you are. Unfortunately, with the media and peer pressure culture, the way things are going in some of these urban areas, it's not the way we'd like it to go. And like you stated before, in some cases, especially in New York, you got 5 major cities, with the population, and that's where all the trouble is in most cases. Not all of it. I shouldn't say that. There's plenty of trouble spread around, but as far as that's where the trouble is, as far as people kind of leaning the other way, is what I see. I mean, a good example. I had to pick the lady up from a football game last night. Friends were playing over there, friends' kids. I couldn't even get in the place after to go to pick her up because the whole area was shut down by police. There was people brawling in the streets. There was continuous fights that traveled throughout the facility. 3 or 4 females were arrested. A guy was arrested. And these are all, high school kids just running around beating on each other, destroying stuff. I mean, it's basically she gets pretty violent, and that's normal on a regular football game. I'm sure the game Squid's at right now ain't like that. The game in your area probably ain't like that. So it depends on the people of the area. Unfortunately, the urban kids, I think, city kids are kind of, I don't know, idolize the wrong values in a sense, which sets them up to fail in a lot of ways, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a shame, really, that it's gone to that. But as I was telling, I don't know, were you in here when I was mentioning it, the blind shooter, when he was still in here? That, I mean, we talked about this topic before. It's all good. I mean, I was telling him there was one of the guys at the diner. His granddaughter just finished her first. She went back for her second year, but her first year she went there very conservative. She's very liberal now, just after a year of being in college.
Yeah. Peer pressure, man. Yeah. People act like it's nothing or it's okay. My kid knows better, but when they spend so much time around people that feel things, see things a different way, it bleeds over. And you can say whatever you want, but it's a fact. So keep a real good eye on your kids, in my opinion, if you truly care.
Yeah, I agree with you. On that point. But, that's what I was saying. America here, in my little part of the world, is still. I mean, I don't want it to change. Will it change? Well, it might. We've got somebody in the White House, unfortunately, who is doing everything that he accused President Trump doing, by being a tyrant, being a racist, and everything else. I mean, mandatory mandates. Picking people for jobs not for their skill, but just for their color, or nominate. They want to be a he, she, or it, type thing. Don't know how to do the job. It's pitiful, and it's getting more and more socialist. It really is. Now, yesterday, he's the president has said that he's going to cut the amount of not vaccine, the antibody stuff that they can use to treat people who have got COVID down in Florida. They're going to cut. He's decided he's going to cut how much Florida gets. The federal government is going to decide what each state gets. Now that's social. That is social medicine, is what that is. That's not free market.
Yeah. And it seems kind of crappy. Well, yeah, that's definitely some crap. But it almost seems as if he wants people sick in some cases. So,
well, they
want this to be a bigger issue than it should be. You know what I mean? So
they want to keep it going. They need it. They need it to keep going for they can use the mail-in ballot bullshit again in 2022 to keep themselves in power. So that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, kind of a fear tactic in a sense, and helps draw a line too between people. So I know I had it out at lunch. Yesterday, I think, with somebody, so which was pretty disappointing. So I'd like to think with the relationship we have, we keep that type of thing separate, but we got straight out asked, and didn't go well. Wasn't bad, but people were definitely watching.
Yeah, I mean,
keeping an eye on the conversation. And
was it 3 women from Texas getting a fight in New York City over Whether they wanted to see the vaccine cards.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I see that all the time. I've seen stuff in stores just last night where a lady was getting harassed at a Target or whatever. I didn't see it personally. I seen it online, but I tell you, if I seen that stuff, I'm saying something. Like, I'm sorry, I don't understand. That type of stuff don't happen to me for some reason. I don't know, but it's probably a good thing it doesn't, because the way things are in my state, I'll be the one getting in trouble. So.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
yeah, some places are a little funny. Hello, Squib.
Hey, Squib. How you doing?
Hey, I'm kind of multitasking here, so I've got pop-ups and screens all over.
Not a problem.
How you guys doing?
Doing good. Doing good. We were just talking in general. Originally, I was saying my little corner of America here, because my title was America, the Land of the Free for now. That's the title of this show. And but I said, here, there's no difference in my little world where I'm at right now. I go down to the diner. I said, I know who was Democrat and who's Republican to go in there. But we sit down and we talk, we joke and laugh. It's sit down with people who have had the vaccine and others who haven't. There's no big fights or anything. Everybody just does their thing, goes around and helps everybody still. But how long is that going to last? Or is it like that more places than the media lets on? I think the problem is the media, and people are buying into it is a scary thing.
Okay, so when I grew up, I lived down south, and although we did travel some, I didn't travel from one end of this country to the other. Well, at least, I did when I was really little, don't remember, but so my impression of other parts of America were TV shows, right? As a matter of fact, I got a friend, she used to be a British citizen. She got her American citizenship. And she says she has family members over there that refuse to come over here to visit her because they think America is all of the fictional TV shows that they used to play over there, on TV. So they think everybody's, a buddy cop TV show, right? Or a Wild West or so, and she tries to plead with them. It's not like that. I wouldn't have, moved here and gotten citizenship and all that. Doesn't matter. In their minds, that's the way it is. So when I was growing up, my mind was made up that California was this way, New York was this way, et cetera, et cetera. I never wanted to go to Chicago because in all the movies, it looked like it was a really congested, crime-ridden town. TV shows portrayed it as just this crime-ridden crap hole, right? Well, about 17 years ago, I went to Chicago for the one and only time, and I went to the touristy areas. If you go downtown where the Miracle Mile is and all the other stuff, it's very tourist friendly, and it's not a bad place. I didn't go off the beaten path into the ghetto or anything else like that. We did go into the suburbs and stuff like that, but it was nothing like they showed in the TV shows, right? Nothing like in the movies. Years later, I went to New York City for the first time, walked around there. Nothing like the TV shows, nothing like the movies. We drove all over. We went down, through neighborhoods and all kinds of stuff. And granted, I'm sure I didn't go through the worst parts, although there were some pretty rundown, ratty, congested areas. But overall, walking down through this area or driving through that area, I wasn't the least bit afraid. And I actually don't think it's as big as they make it look in the movies. The buildings are not really that big. I'm not impressed at all. I'm just not. When I went up in the Sears Tower in Chicago and looked down, I'm doing the whole Ferris Bueller's thing, and I'm going, that's really not that far. It's not really not that big of a building. I understand that for a building, the World Trade Center and the Sears Tower are big buildings, but that just in the movies, they look bigger. And, sure, there's bums on the street or people are rude or whatever. I got to say that the mentality of the people in New York City was completely foreign to me, but it still didn't intimidate me. It didn't intimidate me at all. And the traffic was awful, but I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid to drive around in that traffic. When we got, out of the tunnel and we're in downtown New York City and people are driving like assholes, my wife was a little bit upset. I looked over at her and I said, do you remember driving through Barstow? She immediately calmed down because Barstow, California is a lot worse than New York City, New York. Okay. So it's a matter of perspective. Becoming an adult, I went around and I started going to different states and different places. I've even gone overseas, right? Now, I understand that to some extent, as a tourist, you're only going to get so much of it, right? As opposed to actually going where the locals go and doing what the locals do. And obviously, I'm not going to go look for trouble. Just like the way Detroit is portrayed. And I live 35 to 45 minutes north of Detroit, and people think Detroit is literally one street over and that I've got all of that, all that city crap here, and I don't. But when we go to Detroit to go to a sporting event or something like that, it's not really that bad. I mean, you got to pay for parking, which I don't like, and there's a lot of one-way streets, but it's really not that bad. I've driven through neighborhoods in Detroit because I had to use them as a shortcut for work, for making a delivery somewhere. One time we went down to Comerica Park, which is where the Tigers play, and we took a shortcut. We took all residential streets there, and we saved a whole lot of time. Probably not going to do that again, but we drove in a new car. We knew we weren't going to break down somewhere down there because there have been things that have happened to people who aren't from there that have stopped there, and they weren't stopping there for drugs or something else either. So I'm not stupid. I don't go looking for trouble. But overall, the way the media, whether it's Hollywood or the mainstream, portray different places in America, it's my opinion, based on my experience in life, that that isn't the way it really is. I'm not saying that there aren't some things based in, off of that, some truths based off of that. A guy started work last week, and he was telling me how much he likes to go to air museums, and he'd like to visit some military ship museums. So he's never gone to one. I said, go to New York City, go to the Intrepid Museum. They've got an aircraft carrier, they've got a submarine, and they've got all kinds of airplanes there. He goes, I'll never go to New York City. He goes, are you crazy? I'll get mugged. I just started laughing at him. Dude, you park at the parking structure. You walk a few blocks over, you're at the, but they don't show that in the movies, do they? They show everywhere in New York City, you get mugged and everything else. So I know it's been a really long-winded explanation, but I've been to a lot of places, and I just kind of take it with a grain of salt. The news is trying to sell a story. TV is trying to sell an experience. Movies are trying to sell an experience. They're going to exaggerate things. Just don't go looking for trouble, and make sure that your car's in good shape. It's not going to break down on you probably, and you'll probably be fine going anywhere in America.
All right. So what you're saying is America is through the land of the free.
It is. There are some places that are worse than others. There are some places where you might not want to go, or you want to use some caution, or you better have some extra money, or they only take cash, or they only take credit, or you got to pay for everything. Don't go to Philadelphia. Dang, I think you have to actually pay to breathe oxygen there. They have a fee for everything there. But that's just a difference in places around the country. So somebody might say they're not free because they have to pay all these fees, or they're not free because it's too congested, or they're not free because of, if this place has got a mask law, they've got a mask law. But they were saying all kinds of things about Michigan last year and the mask laws, and people ignored it, and nothing happened to anybody. Nothing. So don't always believe what you hear on TV or see in the movies.
Yeah. But I see what you're saying. But I said, what little research I've done, is everything that this administration is trying to pull. Am I making too much of it because my guy lost and he's not as bad as I think he is? But what I'm trying to say is, because I think the White House administration, from the president down, is trying to screw this country up. He's got people in positions that don't know what the hell they're doing. They're only there because either they're, one of the alphabet people, or they're the right color. They don't know what in the hell they're doing. And to me, I think on a federal level, this whole country is getting screwed. We don't want the government. We got too much government now as it is. You know, the words everyone should fear is when the guy comes up and says, "We're from the government. We're here to help. You need to run." Because anything the government is taking control of, they've screwed it up every time. And I don't think they've ever, everything they've taken over, they still hold on to it. They're still doing it. They've never let it go. So it's still getting screwed up more and more. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into it too much. Maybe what was I watching?
I agree with you, Rick. I mean, I think, you know, there is government's too big. The role's gotten too inflated in a sense, to the fact where the roles have shifted in a sense. We got to be careful what we say on here, or we might get a knock on the door or this or that in some cases. So, or at least ban flag thrown on another list. You get on enough lists, then you get a knock on the door. So, I mean, some of this is a little extreme. In a lot of cases. I mean, I can go down to a state level and bitch about my license plates, even that minuscule if you want, or I got to pay to get them, pay to keep them, and pay to turn them in. Like, what the hell, or getting permits from a county, and I got to pay the city, the county, and the town. How the hell does that work? Like, it's not like that in most places, but some places it is. I mean, in my opinion, there's way too much overreach. I think the problem is a lot of people have gotten so dependent on the government that trying to dispute it now or, shake people out of it is going to make them have to work. It's going to make them have to do shit for themselves. And the average person has just gotten lazy. I mean, it's just a thing to do. It's it's normal now. Like, people don't have any shame in hopping on welfare or anything like that. It's just, shit. Even your employer will tell you should sign up. Blah 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 blah. I mean, it's ridiculous nowadays. So, unfortunately, I think too many people want the easy street. Not enough people are willing to go clear their own sidewalk or clear the creek behind their house in their area, do shit for themselves. They expect somebody else to do everything for them. And it's getting at a point now with the technology, I don't know, another 100 years, you're going to push a button and something will come wipe your ass for you. I mean, people are just gotten that lazy. I mean,
yeah, they
PPI sensors, there's so many different things that just, they're just luxuries are becoming the normal. Like I talked about the other day, bet you in like 5-10 years, the average person, the average driver is not going to realize that at one time you had to turn on your headlights. Like, because I see people all the time driving around the lights on, and I'm betting half of them are figuring the car's going to do it for them, but the car's a little older than they're thinking. Things like that. I mean, it's just common sense stuff. Like, people got to be willing to do more for themselves and take pride in that. Take pride in making your own way, my opinion. So, way too big.
I reckon 95. That may be a bit high, but I reckon there's a lot of people out there. You put them in a stick shift, they ain't got a clue what they're doing.
Well, a lot of things like that, or you fall upon hard times and gotta wash laundry. What are most people going to do? They're going to take out a loan. They're going to do, you can clean your clothes in the tub. People wouldn't know what to do. You're going to ruin your nails. You're going to do, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of
people have got lazy.
People just aren't as hard as they used to be, And
when things don't go their way, they want somebody to do it for them.
Pretty much. And go knock on their parents' door. Hopefully I can chase Squib away here.
Squib left, unfortunately, or had things going on and he lost connection. I don't know. But, I mean, I'm, with the inflation way things are right now, that doesn't get under control. I got to look at my options. I got my package for the housing. for the for 62 and disabled place for the apartment they got down there, and they damn, there's a lot of info they want to know. They besides all my personal info, they want to know if I got a checking account or if I got this, got that. It's I'm saying you don't need to know that, but I guess I'm going to have to, if I want to do it, I'm going to have to fill it out, Yeah. And I don't want to do it. I still want my independence. I feel like by doing that if I move somewhere like that, I'm losing more of my independence that I already got. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still thinking about it.
But in a way, it ties up more of or frees up some of your income to where, in a lot of ways, that's what limits people. They would do, if they had the money, they'd be doing anything but what they're doing
and if
now.
I understood it right, it's only going to cost. It said I've got to sign. It's got a line there that I got to sign to be willing to have $400 taken away from my Social Security. Now, is that what I'll be paying? I was trying to read it to see, was that the rent then? Because I'm not going to give up $400.
Call them and ask.
I'm not going to give up $400 for the privilege of moving there. If that's not, if it's $400 plus rent on top of that, bullshit.
Yeah, I'd call and ask. Maybe it's just the typical amount they max out at or something. So if you're not willing to go for that, then there's no point in going forward in a sense. But
I do need to call.
I don't know.
I only received it yesterday, and I was looking at it, and I'm going, Jesus Christ. So I said, Nick, Monday or something, I'll call them and ask them these few questions I got to explain it to me. Or I might look online later, see if there's any info on it. But it's
and make sure you specify, we'll try to figure that out. But I'm sure your main question is what's rent going to be? Can they give you a ballpark or something?
But
make sure you have them break down rent individually, because a lot of times those places will include cable, AC. Sometimes window cleaning, like that's probably not something in your area because it's probably not in a high rise, but they'll throw in other things as well. So, say they'll tell you $300, but really your rent's $240, and you're getting $20 for this, $20 for that, and $20 for this. So, but you may not want those services or need those services. So I'd specify exactly just rent and utilities.
Yeah. I will. I'm going to call them up. But I did notice though in there this place is falls under. I guess it's where they're getting the people who own it are getting their money from. It falls under the what's called department HUD. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I can't think what it stands for, but you know what I mean.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it falls under that department somehow. So I don't know. It's I feel, as we were discussing the other day, I feel that if I don't find, if I move there, then my sort of, is it a pipe dream of having an acre or two, it won't materialize.
It might be more achievable for you.
What?
Yeah, depending on finance, it might even be more achievable for you, honestly.
I don't think it will be.
Yeah. Well, you think about it. If you can actually save money and not be barely making it every month, your quality of life, for number one, is going to go up. For number two, that money you save, and even if it's not a lot, maybe it's $150 a month or whatever, I don't know, whatever you can manage to save, you can use that to get your acre or two, either outright or you're showing up with money. Somebody comes to me asking for something. If they have something to invest, that's something. You know what I'm saying? But it's to just come up and say on a promise, that's really taking a limb. So whether family, friends, a lot of family don't like to do business with family in case something gets funny, which everybody knows a lot of times it happens as soon as you get money involved. So but if you show up with half the money down, something like this, I mean, sales go a lot quicker, a lot easier if you have something besides just your word. Not saying, credit or your word shouldn't it be good enough or isn't good enough, but it's a lot harder to say no to cash money. And you can have that stacking up, man.
Yeah.
Depending on
it's a shame. It's
what
a shame.
you're paying.
It's a shame it's that way, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean that's the way I like and respect it in a sense. Honestly, I work that way kind of with money. I don't do credit. I drive older vehicles. I don't have shiny stuff that other people have or $200 pocket knives and things like that. But I'm more than happy without it, honestly. So it's different lifestyles, different ways of doing things, I guess. But you can never go over. You can never, something in the future that happens to you isn't going to screw you. Unlike credit and promises, that's the part where I've been proven right a dozen times. I'm glad I didn't take this house or do this or whatever because of shit I didn't know was going to happen. So,
you got a good point. You got a good point. Because normally when I get involved in something like that, I always think that everything's going to work out right. And I would say most of the time it doesn't, and you just land yourself in more trouble than what you started with. Yeah, you're right there. So anyway, I'm more like to do it. I said I just glanced at the form. It's about goddamn 8 or 9 pages long. I mean, of course, I bet you a lot of the questions don't even relate to me, But it's a bunch of questions that I thought, damn, they want to know a lot, And you got to be an American. I think you got to be an American citizen, or have a green card if you're visiting from somewhere. But you've got to be, the form's in the other room. I ain't got
to be legal, is what you're saying. Got to be legal.
Yes. And if it's like me, it's only me. It's only a 1-bedroom, but they want you to list anybody else is going to be staying there.
Yeah.
And this kind of stuff, and they want to know your income, and it seems like it's getting awful personal, but then you got to have 3 references and all this kind of crap. I'm thinking, God damn. But that's the norm, I guess. I've always lucked out that I haven't had to go through all that kind of crap before. I've rented a place, in word of mouth. I've gone to, oh yeah, so and so, I had the money for the the first rent and the what they call first and last month to move in. I've always been able to come up with that. So I don't go into references. I've never had to give anybody a reference ever to move in somewhere. I've never had anybody ask me my info for a credit check to see if I'm good enough to live somewhere. I find all that weird. So I don't know. Anyway, we got way off topic, but sounds like anyway, let's get back on topic. We've lost Blind Shooter, we've lost Squib. I don't know how many are left in the chat because nobody's talking, so it can't be many here. So we won't keep this going much longer. We go for an hour. Anyway, what else is happening? Oh, I went shooting again. When was it? what was yesterday? Friday, Thursday morning. And I tell you, there is something wrong. I can't hit the broadside of a barn. I'm having trouble holding the gun out and looking at getting this. It looks like I'm lining up everything. I can, you get your front sight in between the two little things on the back sight, and you know how you're meant to do it, and I do that, and I'm missing the target. Either I'm jerking it or I'm moving it. I haven't figured that part out yet, but it's annoying the piss out of me because I was quite proud of that my shooting. I could normally hit what I was aiming at. So, but I used to practice a lot more than I am doing now. I used to practice nearly 3-4 times a week when I lived in Rhode Island. And I used to go down to I'm a member of the conservation club here. And I haven't been down there for a year. You know what I'm saying? Since COVID hit, I haven't used the place. So not that because of COVID, I haven't used it because nobody's ever there when I go. But it just annoys me that I can't hit a target.
You sighting through your red dot or your iron sights?
Oh, it's going to do not the AR, my pistol.
Oh, okay.
My little 380. I can't hit goddamn broadside of a barn with it. And I'm only standing maybe 20 feet, if that. Not 20 yards, 20 feet.
Yeah.
And damn it, 20 feet, I could hit the target with my eyes closed. I can't even hit the target now with my eyes open. It's terrible. So, but I'm going back again next week. So he said I can come by anytime I want to shoot. So I'm going to, maybe it's because I haven't shot in a while. I don't know, but it's something I'm having trouble. Also, I'm due to go to the eye doctor in January. I know it's only September, but I got to figure out between what I was going to do when I go next week was put my contacts back on to see if it makes any difference, because right now I'm having trouble seeing with these glasses on because I'm having to hold my head up and to the side and trying to get it lined up because of the progressive lenses and shit. I'm having a hell of a time. So, but I'm going to go with my contacts on next time to see if that makes a difference, because my contacts aren't like this. As I said before, I think they call it monovision or whatever. My left eye is for distance and my right eye is for close up. So when I'm holding it up, looking at it, I'm using my close eye to see the sights. So yeah, I dry fire at home, buck. And watch strain, and that's what that's what I find strange. Now, Kevin in New York said possibly my reloads are funky. Possible, but I doubt it. The only way I think my reloads would be funky is I would imagine if I did something wrong, my reloads would tumble more than be off target. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't see it. So, no, it's me. It's me. I'm doing something wrong. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Am I going to go back to shooting left-handed? That's what I was thinking. Well, maybe I should start shooting left-handed. Well, my glasses are the same for both eyes. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, actually they're not, because my left eye prescription is different to my right eye. Well, hang on. Is it or isn't it? I don't know. It is on my contacts because I said this one's for close up, this one's for distant. But are they?
There could be a difference. And you got to try like process of elimination in a sense. Try it one way, try it the next way, right hand, left hand with glasses. See if there's any improvement. If there is, try a couple shots and make sure you didn't just get lucky. And then, take off, try your contacts and see if there's, an improvement there or something. Yeah. And then obviously try to go with your best route. But I would recommend whatever you discover, if it is the glasses, that definitely get proper glasses, because every time I've seen you, you seem to be wearing the glasses. So
I normally wear my glasses at home. Normally what I'll do is
I
always take my contacts out after when I get home. I always take them out. I don't know why. It's just something I've always done. I've always taken my contacts out. If I know I'm not going back out anymore, I take them out and put my glasses on. But I've been wearing my glasses all the time lately. I haven't even been wearing my contacts. So, we'll see. But you're Kevin, I am going to try that. I'm going to use I got a couple of boxes of factory 380, so I'll try a magazine or two of those. See if that's an alley to check to make sure it's not my reloads. But I don't think it is. But I'll go down any avenue right now because it is bothering the hell out of me. I used to be able to sit there. I remember when I was in, even when I was down, I would set up my still targets down at the conservation range. And I'd miss every now and then, but I would hit them. My little still targets, I would hit those more than I missed them. And it's annoying me that I'm not even shooting at my still targets lately. I'm shooting at a paper target, a big one, and I can't, and I know when you hit it, because it's those kind that when it hits, it sort of splatters. So, where your bullet went, and it's pitiful. It really is pitiful. I'm missing more than I'm hitting, and it's annoying piss out of me. When I was in Rhode Island, they used to have down at the range. I didn't have to bring my own still. They had everything down there. They had those still targets that fall over, then you pull a string and they flip back up. I mean, they had one that had 8 still targets on it, and I remember I wasn't using the 380, but I was using my 1911 8 rounds, and I would 8 shots. 8 of them go down. It's
totally different.
So I don't know.
Get your point, but that's totally different.
What's
1911? I mean, 1911 versus 380. Oh, that's a big difference.
No, but it doesn't matter if you're shooting 20 yards. It doesn't matter what caliber you're using. And shooting at a target. I mean, if you can hit a target with a 45, you should be able to hit it with a 380.
Yeah, I'm just stating gun-wise, it's a lot easier to hit anything like that with a 1911 than a 380. So a smaller 380 typically. So it's just, sight radius. Doesn't matter the caliber. It's how much room do you have to line something up.
Well,
that's why
I understand at a certain distance.
Rifle, so.
But if you're shooting everything in front, I used to shoot. I mean, most of the time I would shoot everything around 20 yards. So, but I've been standing closer with the 380 and still missing. So, it's upsetting. It bothers the shit out of me. I thought, God damn. Yeah. I'm blaming it on the COVID. Stopping me from going out there shooting.
Encouragement to get back out and try again.
Oh yeah, I did. I said I've got a few hundred 380s already. I said I got a couple of boxes of factory 380s. I've got about 300 or 400 reloaded 380s. So I've got plenty of ammo to do it. You know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can figure it out in 20 rounds or so. Between eyes and glasses or non-glasses. So, take it serious. You don't just go and pull the trigger. Think about it and get it figured out quick. Be a lot cheaper, and then you can have it fun.
Hey, Buck says, "Were you rushing shooting so you could get to Deb's to eat?" No, because I got to my friends early. I got to my friend at 8:30, and I normally don't go down to Deb's to 9:30, quarter to 10. So, and I wasn't planning on shooting for hours. I was only going to shoot 3 or 4 magazines, and that's what I did. And it don't take long to shoot those. Yeah, to me it was a waste. To me, I felt like it was a waste, but it wasn't, because it gave. I know there's something wrong, and I got to figure out what it is. Because I said I've never shot this bad before that I can recall. Maybe when I first started shooting, but I did notice, though. I did notice my hips weren't bothering me. I could stand no problem, but my back was hurting after the first 2 magazines. I didn't rush through them. I took my time, but after the first 2 magazines, my back was hurting. Why? I mean, you meant to stand. I mean, I don't know. I thought I was standing correct, but so the last 2 magazines I shot, I was conscious of not. I was conscious of my back was hurting, so I shifted my position, which I don't know. I was trying to stand comfortable to take the pain off my back, but then my legs started aching. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what in the hell I was doing wrong. Maybe I should start shooting sitting down and work my way back up to standing up. I don't know.
You need to take a road trip. Come on over. We'll hang out for a weekend, do some shooting. Maybe I can help, see something for I don't know. Give you something to do.
Now, Kevin in New York said sights could have gotten knocked out of whack. Good point. I'm going to check on that. I'm going to look at them to see, but it's definitely something. And it's, I don't know. I'm gonna practice again. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't practiced any dry shooting for a couple of days, so I'm gonna get my little laser, put it in there, and practice my dry shooting. So I'm gonna keep it up. It's just, put it this way, I think more than anything, I'm more embarrassed than anything else. That I can't hit anything. I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, I don't brag how good of a shot I am to anybody, but it's embarrassing to me, I guess, that I know I can shoot better. But that's another thing. I need to, I enjoy going down to Deb's, not for the food, but I enjoy going down there for the company. I don't know. I don't know. Going through a lot right now, thinking of shit. I'm going to be honest with everybody here who's still around. I am, and I went shopping. Well, not shopping. I went down to the Family Dollar. They've been closed for the last 2 weeks. They've only been opening sort of like from 12 to 6 in the afternoons because of everybody down there is either everybody down at the Family Dollar was either in quarantine or had COVID, you know. And but now they're finally back on the regular hours, and I went down there Friday morning. I went in there to get a box of cereal, you know, because I don't go down to Deb's at the weekends. Now this might sound silly to people. This is the same with me when I used to go to. I rarely ever went to a shooting range on the weekends because I mean, with my disability, I don't work. So I can go Monday to Friday anytime I like. So I always used to leave the weekends free for people who work Monday to Friday, and the weekends is all the time they got. You know, is that bad of me? I mean, I don't know if anybody gives a damn, but that's the way I think. And the same with Deb's. There's people that go in there on the weekends only. Well, why should I sit there for 2 hours taking up a seat when somebody could be eating breakfast? You know what? So anyway, I went and bought a box of cereal because that's what I normally eat when I'm at home. You know, and where I'm going with this, I buy the cheapest brand they got, which is their house brand. I think it's called Chestnut Hill or something in Family Dollar. Where I'm going with this for a box is only $2.15 for a box of cereal. Let me rephrase that. It was $2.15. This Friday, it's gone up to $2.35. You know what I'm saying? It's that's just one item. But I've noticed everything's, you know, inflation is it's so where I'm going with this, the price is going up, inflation. Gas here around here is still $3.19. Right? It's I'm starting to feel like I was feeling in Rhode Island. I'm not there yet. I mean, in Rhode Island, I was sinking. I ain't sinking. I'm paying my bills. You know, my rent, my utilities, and shit like that. They're paid, and I'm making them. But whatever little extra cash I had, you know, there ain't a lot left anymore like there was before, and I guess I'm getting anxious. Is that the word I'm looking for? I'm actually worrying about it. It's just bothering the hell out of me. You know? So that's it. That's all I got to say. So I'm trying to figure it all out, what to do. I mean, do I start? I mean, here's the thing. It costs, I mean, and her prices have got to go up soon. Right? I mean, like Deb's, you know, normally you order her special, for argument's sake, is give an example. One day it's sausage and eggs. So you get two eggs scrambled, 2 sausage patties, 2 slices of toast, right? And I get a big giant iced tea, right? $5. So I buy the lunch special is normally around $7, but breakfast is $5. So I mean, I go 5 days a week, so that's $25 if I buy breakfast every morning. But normally I don't. 1 or 2 days I'll have the lunch, you know, because it'd be 10-ish and stuff. So, you know, I'll eat a lunch. So say for argument's sake, what, 25, 30, so say $35 a week. What's that, $140 a month? You know? So I don't know. It's do I give that up? It's all this stuff going through my head right now. You know, it's even crossed my mind. Do I sell a firearm? You know, it's just those kind of things I'm thinking about. I'm stressed. That's it, Kevin. I'm stressing out over this. What are you laughing at?
You, man.
Yeah, well,
You're definitely stressing out today, that's for sure.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
I don't know, I mean,
going inside my head without adult supervision is dangerous. You know.
yeah.
So.
I definitely recommend filling out that paper, or talking to those people, see what they say. If that's something that could work out, that seems feasible, more than likely you're going to save money, and maybe that'll relieve some of that stress.
Yeah.
So hopefully, something along those lines.
The stress could be affecting my shooting too.
Maybe.
You know?
I mean, I'd be focused on your glasses, honestly, especially if you're due
I personally think that's what it comes down to, is my glasses.
Yeah, but it could be any of those factors, though. Down to reloads, to one side's just changed a little bit, to
Well, as I say,
you just suck. I don't know. Could be anything.
I'm gonna go Monday or Tuesday. I'm gonna let it go Tuesday because I'll let him know Monday morning when we're sitting there BSing. I'll say I'll be down tomorrow morning, just to give him a heads up I'm coming. So just in case he said no, I got something planned. So it more likely be Tuesday when I go. But Tuesday I'll wear my contact lenses. I'll try that first. Start there. I'm gonna look at my sights this weekend to make sure they're lined up. Make sure it's not my sights being out of whack. I mean, because he could be, because I remember when I was living in Rhode Island, I happened to say one time, where I said I could hit 8 targets with that 1911, 8 rounds, 8 targets, hit them all. One time I'd done that and I was missing them. And I thought it was just I was having a bad day. But when I was cleaning the gun, I noticed my rear sight was loose. It was moving. So, I tightened it up, fixed it, and next time I went shooting, back to hitting on target again. So I'm going to check the sights. So just just thought I'd just mention that. So, oh dear, but that's it. Yeah, I'm stressing. I really am. I think I'm about ready to wind this up. I've stressed myself out. Oh God. Anyway, anybody's interested, the quiz for next week is there's some few stickers and a few patches in there, plus a subscriber as throwing in a 6-inch steel target with that quiz. And the question for this quiz, this is for next Saturday, which is what, the 25th. What I want to know is, I want to know the name of the person or the company who made rifles for the Continental Army. And I know in 1792, he was actually awarded a contract to supply rifles to the United States Army. So I want to know the name of the person or the company. Basically, they're the same. That's why I'm saying that. So that's what I want to know. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. So there we go. And believe it or not, I've only got one entry so far. And the one entry is correct. So nobody else enters, that guy's the winner. You know what I'm saying? So come on, guys. So that's that. You got anything else you want to talk about, Rob? Stress me out some more.
When's the last time you had a salad?
Not this week. Last weekend. I haven't bought any salad stuff. Oh no, that's a lie. I had a hamburger the other day. I had a lettuce, tomato, onion on it. No, an actual salad was, what's today, Saturday? Yeah, it was last weekend. I had one. I used the last of my salad stuff up because, salad stuff don't keep forever. And I haven't gone out and bought any. So
it could be part of the reason you're stressing out. You're starting to get used to eating healthy, and now you're slipping back. So
yeah, could
try to
be.
get a couple salads a week.
Yeah, could be. So, it's something anyway.
What about exercise?
That AR is sitting pretty up there, Kevin. And you see that AR hanging on, suspended in space up there on my wall. That is because I'm using an R&L display. It comes with the table stand, or what would you call it? Table or desk stand, or what would you actually call it? The one that's sitting on top of my toolbox.
I refer to it as a table mount.
Okay,
it could be desk, table, fireplace, mantle, whatever.
Yeah. So that's a table mount I got sitting on top of my toolbox behind me here. And I got the wall mount, what it's sitting on, to make it look like it's suspended in space. From rnldisplays.com. American made. So look, check them out. And if you want one and you go to their website, oh yeah, New York Outcast is showing his on the camera too. So go there when you get to the checkout, type in Rick's Life in the discount code, and you get 15% off for that. And I don't get nothing for that. I'm not shilling. It's just I'm just doing that to help out my subscribers. So there we go. Gun Loving Grandpa says a good salad sounds good right now. It does, actually. It does. I normally don't go out once, I could jump in my car and go down the road and get some. Since the General Dollar sells produce now, and I noticed I was in, I could go down there and get some salad. Some lettuce and some tomato and whatever else they got, I could throw in there. That's not a bad idea. I might do that. So there we go. So anything else, Rob?
No, that's it. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for having me as usual.
I appreciate it.
Have a great day.
I know for the people that stopped by for this, I know I've only been here an hour, but I guess I'm not with it today. I'm stressing out, as the ones that have stayed here have heard. So I'm just going to wind it up. Go feed the cats. Because they're both sitting here behind me, waiting to be fed. And so I'll go feed them and jump in the truck, go down to the Dollar General, and pick up some produce, and make myself a salad tonight. There we go. We got it figured out. Got one less thing on my mind. What I'm having for dinner. I'm going to have a salad. So I don't have to stress over that. Oh God, I got to get out of here, guys. So I want to say thank you for everybody who stopped by, and I do apologize for cutting it short. But I don't know. I'm just not with it. So I want to say thank you for being here. I will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the only time zone that matters. Anybody have any topics for the Shooting with Disabilities on Wednesdays or the general chit-chat here on Saturdays, email me with them, and I'll use them. What you call it? And if you want credit for sending it in, just tell me, and I'll mention your name too when I'm reading out the topic. for the question or whatever you want. So, I want to say thank you again for being here. Email them to Rick's Life as I see it at gmail.com or spottedrick at gmail.com. So I'm going to call it quits before I just sort of like smash the screen and walk off. Oh, God. If I didn't laugh, I'd be crying. So, all right. I want to say thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And I want to apologize for being a real total fuck up today. So, anyway. So, I'm going to say good afternoon, good evening to everybody. See you on Wednesday. Goodbye, Sabrina.